Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Twilio, ticker symbol TWLO, which I forgot to go over in the last stream. And I've also got a request in the live chat. Hey, more money, what's up? Yeah, I've just been having a fun day making videos. Got a lot of, spent a lot of time working on the natural gas video for this week. It seems like we're hitting a lot of nice levels for that, and there could be a bottom that's in. But actually, the Nat Gas community on Twitter doesn't necessarily agree. A lot of bearish sentiment there, but maybe it's good to counterplay, but also manage risk too. So, anyways, that was a lot of fun. Spent a lot of time on that video. Really proud of it, but we'll have to see what happens. And then I put out a couple more videos. Still do have 2 more on the list for the day. But yeah, holiday weekend, tough to keep up with everything. And also I've started working on this like little animation for, an intro for the streams that I'll probably get done in the next couple weeks, but yeah, I'm excited about that. But anyways, yeah, I'm happy to look at Fusion Fuel Green PLC HTOO. Hey, Nameless, what's up? Yeah, I forgot about Twilio, so, I won't forget about it. I'll go over that before I go over more money's requests, but I'm just going to add it here. Yeah, so let's first look at Twilio. This actually, I don't know if, my going over Fastly was, helpful at all for Twilio because they seem pretty similar. And also, I'm curious about Roku. I don't know if, oh man, I'm screwing up spelling here. I don't know if they're all, kind of connected, but I feel like, just the big drop-offs with all of them. I'm just kind of intrigued by that. But yeah, before I get into it, I had some ice cubes that were in the process of freezing, and yeah, so made myself a little drink. Thought I'd mix it up rather than the beer that I normally have. So, happy long weekend for you guys. I don't know where you're at, but tomorrow is President's Day in the States, and so I am not going to be trading, and also I have the day off of work, so I'm going to try to focus on some videos, but also try to get some reading in. I have not been reading. I've been bad about that. Yeah, dude, I'm doing good. I'm having such a blast with the channel, and yeah, I mean, it's creatively, it's so fun, whether it's diving into the charts or thinking about like Ed's backstory. I just think I have so much fun with this channel. Enjoyable things in life. Hey Ed, thanks for sharing. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going crazy today. Just having a lot of fun. And check Oxy and Chevron. I'll add those up here as well. I got a lot of stuff to go over to start. That's this one. Hey, yeah, Petroleum, Oxy Petroleum, and then Chevron. All right. But yeah, so I'll probably briefly get into Twilio because I feel like that. Yeah, I mean, so Twilio. Did I actually? What are these levels doing here? Because let's see. Fastly went over that. I probably added these after the stream just because I felt bad I hadn't gone over it. Now let's see. Remove that volume profile, and yeah, where could this be going? It actually could be, right at support with those highs there. But and yeah, man, wow. Had I think that stream was Thursday evening. Had I looked at this, I would have said, curious to see if it holds the 618 as support, but seeing that gap down there, now that that's filled and we do have these pivot highs over here acting as support, let's see, right around 58.50, right around current price. And let's see over. Yeah, I mean, I do think it could be settling around current price, but I just keep an eye out for the 786 here at like $56. But yeah, I mean, and what was the news for Twilio, notable Friday action? It was their earnings, but was it really that bad? Because they beat their earnings estimate, stop dips on the forecast. And I think that's actually really interesting. I think that a lot of companies are going to be reporting great Q4 results, but then I think that their forecasts are just going to be not so great. Like I'm going to be covering Walmart's earnings call on Tuesday morning, largely because I bought one share of Vizio, and Walmart might buy them. So I just thought that'd be interesting, and also to kind of increase the scope of the channel. But I'm very curious about their earnings, just as like a measurement of the economy and stuff. Are we starting to see a slowdown in retail spending money on retail? And just shopping with the holiday season and stuff, that was just amped up. And now I think that people are going to be starting to hold back on their spending. And so I wonder if that's going to be a negative in Walmart's earnings call. And then will I be able to do block square? Yeah, I can add square as well. It's so I wish that they would have changed their ticker, because I think everybody just wants to call them square. I can definitely do that. I have done a couple videos on them, but I think really I had bought square at the bottom, I think at 39, and then I ended up selling at a level of support rather than resistance, or a level that had been, basically I sold at the top of a level of resistance that would then act as support, having broken above that level. And so that was like a really good lesson for me. But then I didn't hold it, and that was at the first month of the channel, so it wasn't too popular. But yeah, and then also I see Marty asking about Fisker. Yeah, so actually I think Fisker is really interesting, because I put out the video on it, and then I believe just after it, like minutes after it, I saw on Twitter, and I did post it onto the channel, that they had an announcement that seemed pretty good for them, but also I'll have to pull up the notice of that. So that'll be more of a fundamental exploration. And also, I should note too, I don't have work tomorrow, so I can stream as long as you guys want. This is, because after this, I'm just going to try to make more videos. But yeah, I don't have a curfew tonight, I guess. But let's see. And actually, for all Sundays moving forward, I don't have to be at work until the afternoon, which is why I'm going to stop doing the Thursday night stream. But yeah, so this can go on for a little while. And FUD video from MKHBD. I follow him. I subscribe to him on YouTube. I don't watch all of his stuff. I did just watch his video on the Apple glass or whatever it's called. I forget. And I thought it was a really cool video, but I don't always follow all of his tech stuff. I did also watch his review of the Cybertruck. But yeah, so he put out a video on Fisker. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. Thanks for letting me know about it. But yeah, I'll put Fisker up here just to remind to look at the other stuff. But yeah, I will get into some of these. Yeah, so I don't want to spend too much time on Twilio, I guess, because I did just go over it. Really, I think that's kind of my thoughts are that keeping an eye on 56, but it does look like it could be at support. It does seem like Twilio now losing customers. Can you see that? Yeah, just above me here. So let's see. So I think it's just like the forecast. So yeah, I mean, I could see this settling out at 56, or at least, I would like to see let's see, the 15th. So I mean, that's going to be a pretty big drop, over 15%. And this is about 4%. But really, I mean, if we take a measurement of the candle here, so it's or just the price action during that day, that is, about 5%. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to see candles a little bit shorter, settling out a little bit. But maybe we do get a bounce on Tuesday, and that could suggest that this is the bottom. And maybe, it will reclaim the 618. But I just definitely keep an eye on the lower levels. Hey, Justin, what's up? I used to live in Canada, so nice to say hi. Tilray, if you haven't already. It didn't go down. So I will definitely add that here. I do plan on doing another video of it. Those tend to be popular enough for me to warrant weekly videos. So I'll definitely be covering it again, I believe on Thursday. It might have been Wednesday. I can't remember, though. So I'll definitely go over that. Marty's saying that the Fisker video is clickbait. The review of Fisker Ocean is not bad at all. sad that his strike will cause so much short pain. Feels like it's bad for buying shorts. Let's see. Oh, MKH. Yeah, so I'll have to check that out. Yeah, and so that's let's see. I'm just gonna make sure I'm subscribed. I've got the right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to scan for it a little bit. Okay. And then yes, more money is reminding me of the HTOO that I did put up here, and I will look at. Yeah, and so nobody requested Roku, so I won't go over that. And Nameless can tell me if I did Twilio justice. Wow, HTOO. Let's see. Short squeeze potential. I feel like it's already happened. Where is it at? So it's still down 8%. So that's, let's see, $2. I mean, I wonder if it would be coming down to here around 180 where this high is before potential rally. So what happened here? This is Fusion Green Energy. Crude oil grinds higher with another weekly gain, building bullish momentum. Energy shares post mild gains. Energy roundup. Crude oil gains. Yeah, so we do see that the RSI just kind of moved up a bunch. But, it's still, relative to this high, it's still, with a move like this, I mean, even with considering the close here, being at the bottom of this candle, price is still much higher than this, but the RSI is basically at the same level. So, I mean, I could see this cooling off maybe to 180 and then continuing higher. So, yeah, I mean, but I could also see it being very risky. At this point, I mean, but yeah, I mean, more money. You're like the expert with stuff like this because yeah, and Justin, thanks for saying that. Yeah, it's hard work, but it's so much fun. I was just in a groove last night and just having so much fun with this channel. Let's see. And then I just want to pull up Vizio because, yeah, and then also PLCE because, yeah, I mean, more money. You really called this. This was a really good one. You said, I shouldn't miss out on it, and I did. But yeah, man, because let's see, when this was, yeah, Thursday. So when I did the stream, and then it gapped up here and just continued higher. So that's pretty crazy. I'm like, I mean, this to me, it makes more sense than something like HTOO because that just pulled back so much. So, I would think that this would need like a couple days to settle before another potential rally. Just like, I guess, I mean, comparing that with Children's Place, this dropped down but then rallied up, spent a couple days settling, and then went up again. So I could see something like HTOO calming down a little bit over Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, Friday, another attempt at these highs. So I could see that potentially. If I look at this on the hourly, yeah, I mean, wow, that's actually, yeah, because it didn't really, like, looking at the after hours price, it didn't really gap up that much. And so, yeah, and then settling out here right around $2. Yeah. So maybe there's a dip buy at $2 and then it could continue higher. Yeah, because this is just like, let's see. Let's see. I think Vizio is kind of a nice example. Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy. I feel like they're just waiting for news from Walmart, but how it's gone up and then settled. The other ones that you were talking about that squeezed up a lot, they had this same kind of pattern of going up and then consolidating. And so, yeah, this is pretty intriguing. I'm going to wait to see what happens with Vizio, though, before I jump into another one. And to be clear, I do like basically one share on these, so it's very small, fun, no real risk for me. But yeah, I mean here, I'll put an alert at $2, and maybe that's something for me to think about it if it hits. And since I'm not going to be at work during, when market opens, I will actually be able to pay attention to alerts and stuff. So that might be cool. But yeah, and then I'm going to go back up here, scroll up to see what the next request was. Yeah, Nameless was asking for, let's see, Oxy and Chevron, which I think is probably going to be similar or related to, let's see, so Chevron here, Oxy's right here. Yeah, just going up a bunch. Looking on the daily. This is actually like more of a sustainable move up though. Yeah, this didn't get a close above that high. So I'd like to see it a close above that. Let's see, with Oxy. This looks good, but it also, spinning top could suggest that this is going to pull back. Just that there are no, buyers up here. And this is after a almost 5% move. So, and it is above 60. Let's see, it might have broken out of like a little trend line from these tops here. Yeah, that seems like a pretty clean breakout. And then why is it stopping there? I guess, got these wicks down at that level, so it does seem like there's some resistance. Looking at the volume, it looks like it's gotten above a lot of that volume. All this trading, really happened below with just a few dips down. I guess, I mean, over here there's some, but yeah, that looks pretty strong. But I could see it, pulling back and settling a little bit before continuing higher. Like that to me, I mean, it looks strong, but the spinning top makes me think it needs to cool off a tiny bit. This is all following earnings. Let's see. And Chevron, probably a similar type of thing. Just going to remove that volume profile. Yeah, and actually it does look like there's, maybe not as good here, because these highs, are connect from above that. We did see a peak around here, the same level, gap up here. So I think if I throw up the volume profile, it does look like it's gotten to a point where there is a little bit of room here to fill. So maybe this could be going up to like $159, $160, 160 being like a psychological level too. Let's see, maybe, yeah, and also the high here. See, I could see this going up to 160, continuing, and let's see, yeah, I mean, this one does also look like it's got more room to go, but I think that they might have a couple days of not being, I mean, if they pull back a lot, then I think that'd not be good, but if they can hold where they're at, that could be like a bull flag, is my thinking, but I'm not great at identifying or distinguishing between bull flags and bear flags. My ice cube's completely melted. 2 hours was not enough. Oops. All right, and then so let's see what's next on the list. And then I'll look at block. And I'm also happy to go back over these if I missed something, if I missed levels that you guys are interested in. Let's see. Yeah, block here. Oh, well, yeah, this to me looks like, I mean, I like just said I'm not that good at this, but just how we had, this move and then bear flag breakdown, this to me just looks like kind of a continuation of that. I mean, this is also, uptrending consolidation here, just like, it was over here. So, yeah, I mean, I think that this is just another test of that. And really, I mean, you're just, can't get in higher closes. You know, even this one opened up above there, got rejected from this gap. And also, yeah, I mean, I think this is a nice example of how gaps can be, you know, very significant resistance, just because, you know, anybody who, you know, somebody buys down here thinking, oh, I'm going to buy the dip, I'm going to get the rebound, the move up, and then it just gaps down the next day. Those people are thinking, oh man, what did I do? I'm going to try to get my average down a little bit, bring it down from this candle to the bottom of that wick, and then once price goes up there, sell it. And so that to me looks like, yeah, this is just, it cannot, like the highest, let's see, this close was at 69.53, this one 69.48. Yeah, not looking good. This looks really, really bad. I mean, maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe it pushes up. But I guess earnings are right here. I would think, yeah, I mean, because this is like, you know, with Block, you know, it's probably like, you know, a lot of people have been spending money in Q4 of 2023, but now moving into the new year, people are starting to tighten up, and their forecast, I would imagine, is probably not going to be that good. And so I could see this coming down to 59. Let's see, based on this pivot high, and then also with a gap below there, I mean, it's probably not going to be too significant. But yeah, I mean, with this, you know, it drops below 62, and then it's just going to fall down to 59. There's also this gap down here to 52, and these other gaps down here. So yeah, I think this to me, it looks pretty weak. I mean, I could definitely be surprised. I mean, the low on this day, on January 2nd, was 71.47. Here, the high, 71.41. So couldn't even get to that level. There's still a gap there. So, yeah, I mean, this is just like multiple attempts at those levels higher, but it just seems like it's not going anywhere. And yeah, so yeah, I would not want to get into this anticipating a move up on earnings to fill these gaps. I definitely think this looks much more like it's going to go down, but I could be wrong. Earnings are so hard to predict. Yeah, because it's like, you know, earnings are great, but then there's, you know, a forecast, or, you know, something was said incorrectly. I'm not sure. Let's see. And so I think, yeah, block here. And then Fisker. Yeah, I'll look into some Fisker stuff. I'm just going to also check the updated comments. Fusion Fuel receives notification of IPCEI approval from European Commission for 630 megawatt HEVO Portugal project. And yes, I will add Copa Airlines, nameless, no problem. Is Copa Airlines. Is that this one? CPA. Is that correct? Cool. Yeah, I'll look at this quick before I jump into the Fisker stuff, since I did pull up Twilio last week but didn't look at it. So let's see. This, I'm imagining this is it, CPA. Because it says Airline Passenger Cargo Services. And I feel like I've looked at this before, but I guess I didn't draw on it. So let's see here. Fusion Fuel. Sorry, I'm jumping around. Before I do that, since I was reading More Money's comment, so yeah, they received money from the CEI, which is, I forget what that stands for, but European Commission on Energy, and so that's why this went up so much. So yeah, I wonder if that's, I mean, ooh, actually, yeah, this is intriguing because these lows are over here, But yeah, I mean, with it being at 208 in the after hours, I mean, I think that, yeah, I'd be very curious to see how it holds this support. And actually, I'm just going to put one of these up. I got to add the levels before I do it. Just curious to see if there is a level that lines up around where it's at. And I feel like I've been noticing that if I've like done a bunch of technical analysis on a chart, I kind of have everything mapped out that I think. And then it's like if I'm doing a weekly video, it's just like, well, I mean, it's still those levels, but I'll just add Fibonacci's to get kind of finer tuned stuff, just to, you know, kind of incrementalize, you know, where buys could be. But yeah, so I think that, you know, after hours, the price is at 208. That does correspond with the 618 from this full retracement. I guess I could move this. I'd lock that. I guess I could move this to like here, so that run up 229. Yeah, 618. So yeah, I think that's pretty. It seems like it could be at a level where it finds support, but I would just think that it might dip to this high. But with these lows there, that does seem like, oh, I mean, there's some support. Looking at the volume profile. Yeah, so I mean, it's really just at the bottom of that support. So if it dips lower, I mean, if it dips to $2, I would actually think that it'd be going lower, like to the 786 here at 139. But, you know, it could be finding support here. So I just kind of wait and see next couple of days what it does. I'd imagine it'd be flat, but yeah, maybe it rockets up. And so Copa, CPA. And so they had earnings on the 7th, and it doesn't look like they went too crazy about those earnings. But yeah, let's see. Maybe look at this on the weekly. Yeah, maybe there's something there. I think it's interesting. This little low there did hit this point. So let's see up here. I do think these levels could be acting as it's more like 95, 95.50. Yeah, probably just 95 because you got this other point here. So yeah, right around 95-ish. And also with this bit of resistance there, that does seem like an important level. And price is above that. Also dipped here, found support there. Did break below it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I guess I could see it coming down to this trend line. But yeah, what are news? Airline stock roundup. CPA reports January traffic. I guess I'm curious why this, because I've never heard of this company. So are they, is it South American? Panama. Or Copa, Colombia. In Panama. Okay, cool. Yeah, it does look like. Yeah, there's this high here. Wonder if that's. I mean, I guess these are all levels that stand out to me. So like 97.50, about 95. But yeah, I could see it testing this uptrend again at some point, maybe around these levels. So maybe it goes sideways or goes up a little bit and comes back down. But then that would be like the fourth test of that line. Or really, like, I mean, it's had multiple tests, you know, riding up at here. But yeah, I mean, I could see that as being maybe a dip buying opportunity. And then if it does get to that level, then, you know, like basically a stop loss, or, you know, actually I'm really not good at identifying where to put stop losses. Maybe at like 90. But yeah, I mean, maybe it would stop there. I don't know. This is a tough one. But I do feel like as of right now, it seems like it's above support. And looking at, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like there's much in its way going up. If I look at the monthly, yeah. But yeah, I guess looking on the daily time frame, I'd want it to hold above 97.50. If there were two closes below it, I guess I'd get concerned. There was this close below, yeah, 97.48. So that to me is like, you know, that to me is kind of like a fake out signal maybe. Just 950 being like a round number, halfway. Also this gap fill, but yeah. Let's see. Hey Jimmy, what's up? I'm in Iowa right now, so you're in a more exciting state than me. Beamr, let's see about that. And I need to also check on a couple of other stuff. I think, you know, need to look up, just real quick, going to go over the Fisker stuff. And maybe actually it might be good for me to do that in the next Fisker video. I do feel kind of stupid for not, let's see, going over that in the video, press releases. Because this had just come out. New dealer partnership. Yeah, so this is like, I feel like good news, and then that they're a new dealership partners in the U.S. as strategic business shift continues. And so this is, you know, just a text document. I could include, I mean, I guess, I'll put this in the chat if people do want to look at it. Maybe if they're watching it after the fact, that might be handy. I guess I could read a little bit of it. Fisker has now signed 4 dealer partners in the U.S. with additional signings expected in the coming weeks. New dealers signed are Eastman Fisker, Classic Fisker, and Long Island Fisker, in addition to previously announced Mills Automotive Group. Collectively, these groups will be selling vehicles in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Maryland, New York, and New Jersey at 7 locations. Fisker has received interest from over 250 dealers in North America and the rest of the world regarding our new dealer partnership model. The dealer partnership model is proving attractive to dealers as they are gaining access to an American EV-only brand with a unique business approach. On January 4th, Fisker announced a strategic shift from direct sales to a dealer partnership model. Yep, so aware of that. But then I thought I noticed something. Let's see. Something on investors. I thought I saw something on latest news. Yeah, so this was a notice, really just like their price being below $1, which for me, like, I'm really surprised by Canoo, how Canoo has been under $1 for so long. Fisker, I'm not as concerned because it's not really that far from $1. So I'll just read this quickly. So Fisker is driven by a mission to create the world's most emotional and sustainable electric vehicles. Announced that on February 15th, it received notice from the New York Stock Exchange that it is not in compliance with this section of the New York Stock Exchange listed company manual because the average closing price of the company's common stock was less than $1 per share over a consecutive 30 trading day period. I thought it had been, I didn't think it had been 30 days yet, but I guess that's not correct. And then so in accordance with applicable New York Stock Exchange rules, the company intends to notify the New York Stock Exchange within 10 business days of its intent to regain compliance with rule and return to compliance with the applicable New York Stock Exchange continued listing standards. So it's basically, I'm pretty sure that like the New York Stock Exchange is the same as the NASDAQ. So it's 30 trading days, and then after that 180 calendar days. And so it looks like, I guess I could just read that here. The company can regain compliance at any time with a 6-month cure period. following its receipt of the New York Stock Exchange notice, if on the last trading day of any calendar month during such a cure period, the company has both a closing share price of at least $1 and an average closing share price of at least $1 over the 30-day trading period. So I guess it has to close the month and an average closing share price of at least $1 over the 30-day trading period. So that's actually like a little more technical than I thought. And maybe that's where the difference is between the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. But yeah, so I guess that's probably how they... I'll have to bring this up in next week's video, which is unfortunately going to be next Saturday. But I do think that this is good, and I will include timestamps, so all of this stuff is going to be, easily accessible to anybody. And let's see. Just going to scroll down here, get back to the chart. And then I don't know if I've gone over all of the tickers that have been requested. I think Tilray, Justin mentioned that. So if Justin's still here, I can go over Tilray as well. But I will definitely be doing an update video this week. And I will check out Azul Airlines. What's up with Fisker? So since I am on Copa here, I will go over Azul as well. I know that I've gone over that one before. And then I will look at Fisker. Let's see. So I got the earnings coming up the end of March. That's a ways away. This is daily time frame here. Does look like, it's at this bottom here, volume shelf there. Take a step back, look at this. Maybe there's something with that low over there. I mean, yeah, maybe this is, let's see, what are these pivot points? So I'd probably want this to come to there. I think that might actually make it look better over here. It's closer to support. Yeah, and so this, let's see. I mean, I could tweak this a little bit just to get this right at the closes. And this is on the weekly. So we did get a breakdown here. But this does look like it could be a nice trend line level of support. Although, still lower. It does look like we did get, I mean, I don't know if this closed below that significant. But, here we definitely got a breakdown over here. And so from this, I wonder if from here to here there's a level in there. So yeah, I mean, that would suggest it's below support from here, again below. But I mean, yeah, this could be a double bottom. So I do think, and yeah, you see this red candle here, 1079 down on that week. This past week, more or less flat, and that could be, a reversal signal. Do get, let's see, close higher than the previous week's close, and got this nice wick down to, right around that level. That's being the low on for the second to last week of October, closing the week on the 27th. And yeah, and so looking at this on the daily then, I think that could be, and there's this gap to the upside. I do think that this could be a bottom. But with earnings there, I mean, RSI is low. Let's see. From here, yeah, I mean, from here you do have lower lows formed, and in that time you have higher lows. So that's bullish divergence, and it does seem like it's holding up at this level. I don't see. Yeah, this looks good to me. I mean, with this gap here. I mean, I don't think that this, whether it looks good to me or not, I don't think this is going lower. I do think that, like, to fill this gap, would be coming like right around like $8. So I mean, let's see, where is $8? Right here. But yeah, to fill that gap like properly based on the close, 787. So that could be, you know, a little swing in there. Yeah, so I think this is intriguing. I was expecting it to look more like Copa. They look pretty different. But yeah, that does look like it's a bottom to me. And I guess, you know, the lowest close over here would have been this one. That was 720. The lowest close here, 718. So I guess, you know, I mean, if it goes below, if it closes below 708, I think that's kind of bad news based on this low here. And if it does close below 718, I feel like that's kind of a warning sign. But yeah, I mean, with all these wicks down, I mean, you got multiple wicks down. I think that does suggest that there are, you know, buyers stepping in. And so it could be a bottom there. And then more money's asking, what's up with Fisker? And so, yeah, I've charted a lot of this. It's one of my more popular videos, so I do a lot of stuff with it. And I've just been exploring these fib levels because it's just like long term. I think I started making videos following this day. I just, you know, was trying to think of stocks to cover and saw this one drop, was familiar with Fisker from, you know, like back in the day, like 2021 or whatever. And I don't think I really ever traded it around here, but was aware of it. And then, you know, just looks like a beautiful car. And yeah, and then started covering videos on it here. It's just going in this downtrend. And then I think when it was around this level, maybe, I think I picked some up before the run up, but you know, very small position. And now I've got, I think, a few hundred shares. My average is below $1. And so my thought process with it is basically, you know, what the New York Stock Exchange is saying is like the last close was 30 days. That was above $1. It was 30 days ago. So this did not do it. I think, let's see, I think up here, 111. This close, 89. This close, 96. So this one would be it. And so from that, going to current date, that's only 24 bars, so I'm kind of surprised by that. But I think the issue is that for the close of January, they were below $1. And then looking at their average price for the month of January, let's see. What is, just going to do a measurement from approximate top to approximate bottom. Oh, and I can, and so that is right in the middle. Wow. Oh, I don't know why this is monthly. I don't know why I'm looking at that one. Sorry. Let's see, I'm just going to actually remove these drawings. So this one, dang it. That's why I'm having the drawings up. Maybe it'd be easier if I just calculated this. So let's see. The high was 184. And then I should probably pull up the calculator app on the computer. And then the low, 72.55, which I should know. And so the average was above $1, but I think it's just that they didn't close above $1, and maybe that they got the notice because they're like running average for their price. You know, I need to look into this more, but their running average for the price for 30 trading days has then, as of now, dropped below $1. It did have enough days in the past that it was above $1. So now with the close in January and its 30 consecutive day average being below $1, I think that's what the issue is. I feel like Yeah, you got too many drawings there. I mean, it's just, flattened out here. This could be just bearish consolidation. It has, like I had been looking at, this purple line, 74.67. That was the lowest close. Now we got a new lower close, 73.12, also closing the week at that, so it doesn't look too good. But it still hasn't put in the lower price here. And, yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, it's like I've established a position with them, and it's like, I buy more shares, if it dipped to like 73 or definitely 72.55. But then if it goes lower than that, really, I mean, because I feel like if it dips to 73, but there's a potential bounce there. If it dips to 72.55, putting in a new low, likely putting in a new low, like for that order to be filled, I would think that it's probably going lower. Might be a falling knife, and then I'd probably want to take a step back. Hey, All News, what's up? OCGN. I will look at them in a second. Unless, I'm missing... I did look at Azul. Oh, yeah, Beamr. Sorry, I need to look at Beamr first, but I will... and I'm actually going to delete Roku, because I was the one that put that up here. I do have Beamr up there. And then OCGN. All right, so let's look at Beamr first, so I don't forget. What's going on with this? This looks risky. So it's imaging. Let's see what their profile is. Imaging, Israeli-based video technology and image science software company. Beamr. Oh, yeah, Beamr. Imaging Ltd. provides video encoding, transcoding, and optimization software solutions that enable high-quality performance and the bitrate efficiency for live and video on-demand video services. Company products portfolios include codec, SDKs, software development kit, Cabra library. They produce a bunch of stuff. So let's see. What do I think about this? I'll probably look at the shorter time frame. Yeah, I mean this. I guess I would not want it to break below that. And it does look like... Yeah, I mean, it's for me. Oh, this looks like, I mean, just on this day, that looks like a bull flag to me. And so I do think that this could be getting ready to break out, because yeah, it's the two highs here. It did get, a little fake out here, but then continuing along that. So, I mean, basically, if it, let's 1312, where's that at? So, yeah, I guess so this is funny. Webull like updates this stuff, like this is the 19th. Market's closed on the 19th. So really we're looking over here. But so for the next trading day, which this should be the 20th, basically if it's opening up at its current price, that is breaking out of this downtrend. If it goes lower, really, I mean, like this could be a horizontal line, effectively at 884, 890, something like that, probably 890. If this is flat, then this could be a descending triangle, and those tend to break to the downside. I had just done a video on that. I forget which one. But yeah. But this to me on Friday, that looks strong. That looks like a bull flag. So I could see this breaking out and potentially, testing. Here's $21, $22. I mean, I think it could be testing up here again. So this seems like an intriguing play. I wonder what who suggested this. This was Jimmy. Yeah, I guess I'd be curious on More Money's take on this, because he really, partakes in a lot of the squeeze plays. But this to me it looks strong. And then there are clear like levels to the downside that if it breaks if it breaks below, you could say $10, that might be, an exit. And if it's at current price when the next day opens, that's already out of the wedge basically if it's at the same price. Even, yeah, I mean, $13. What is my game plan for next week? So I need to look at how many shares of UNG I have, but I plan on doubling that position, hoping that, my analysis is good and that the bottom's in. And if not, then I'm just going to hang back and wait for natural gas to hit $1.52. And so, yeah, I did this video on it. Let's see. Let's see. Here's this. I did this video on it. I'm not that great at navigating in TradingView. I'm not too familiar with it. But yeah, there are just a bunch of levels. It looks like it's come down to that are all kind of converging here. And one of them being, which I'm proud of, I had mentioned this in an earlier video, this Fibonacci extension, the 1618 from this run up. That's at the same level. There's this downtrend that just looks really nice coming in here. Gareth Soloway pointed that out. And then this low here. Actually, this is like the bottom line, $1.52.8. I got a dislike on that video. I think it's because I suggested that it could go down lower, and it's like, I mean, with any analysis, it's like you've got to have an upside and you've got to have a downside. If you're just putting all of your money expecting it to go up and there's no risk management. And so for me, it's like I would add more at current price, but then I'd wait to see if it hits this level and then consider adding more. And then also too, I've got it marked down here, sorry, I'm in the way, this bullish divergence. And interestingly, with UNG, let's see, I got to pull this up here. Like, so here with natural gas, you do have a lower low here, and the RSI is making a higher low. And so that is bullish divergence, but it didn't play out. It broke down. But interestingly, if you look at UNG, in that, here, I got to go over the daily time frame. In that same period, you actually don't have, so here, lower lows in the price. Here you actually have higher lows. So I think, like, pairing a comparison of like natural gas, UNG, and Boyle, it would have been clear, this bullish divergence doesn't line up with UNG. It doesn't line up with all three of them. Then it's probably going down more. And so right now, all three of them are showing bullish divergence. And yeah, so I'm just, we'll see how it opens up. But I'm at least planning on getting my average down and then reevaluating. Because, I've been like kind of dollar cost averaging. And now it's like, okay, rather than doing it like, share at a time, just double the position at current price, $15, and then see where that goes. But yeah, there's a lot of bearish sentiment in natural gas on Twitter, so I think that's pretty concerning. I don't think things are really looking too good fundamentally. And then the other thing I want to go over is I'm actually really curious. So SOXS, I do plan on adding to my position this week. Where is that? Up here. But one thing that I find really intriguing, and I was hoping to make a video on it today before the stream, but I'll probably do it tomorrow, is just thinking about Nvidia and how they're lower than $2 trillion market cap, but they're not that far from it. And there's so much euphoria and stuff going on in the markets. And so I feel like that could be, a real tipping point. Let's see, NVDA. And so I don't do this calculation that often. I had to, which I'll do in the video, but this just reminds me of, like, I think when, Apple hit 3 trillion or maybe 1 trillion, I don't know. I don't think it really, I need to look at the charts of it, but it marked a top. And so right now, market cap is 1.79 trillion. And so if it were to get to like a little over 800, I think 808, I need to, like, I'm just really, I'm not, like, as far as math goes, I need to like see it see it drawn out and stuff. But so shares outstanding 2.47 billion, and then multiply that by the current price is 1.79. And then so from that, if I do like 2.47 times 808, I believe. Yeah, like let's see, 2.47 times 810. Wait, what am I doing? So that should really be 2.47 times 810 equals 2,000, and so that's 2 trillion. And so I think that if this could go up to 810, I think that would just be like mind exploding levels. Nobody expects this to go higher. Everybody thinks that, this is way, way overbought. But yeah, I think that there were some analysts that had recently, look at this is insane. I'm just going to move this over a little bit so you can see. Current price 726. There's some analysts saying that this should be at 1,200. This is just crazy. And so, I think that this could hit a market cap of 2 trillion, going up to like, that's, from current price, this would have to go. So it's right around that line to get to 810, basically. Not even 810. That's a 10% move, 11% move. And so I could definitely see Nvidia hitting that, and that marking, total euphoria in the markets, and that marking the top. I don't think that this could trigger the downwards movement. I think that this could trigger the, everybody's lost their minds, and this is just going up way too high. So, I do plan on adding to my SOXS position next week. It's 3x leverage short semiconductors, but I don't plan on going too heavy because I think Nvidia could be going to 2 trillion. And that's what I want to make a video on. I think it's really interesting. I wish I could cover their earnings call, but I have to be at work. It sucks. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking for next week. And then, those are my two big things. Otherwise, it's just basically the levels that I go over in videos. I just average into positions at those levels, or, I trim out of position at those levels. I've been trying to do that just because, I know the Fibonacci levels, I could probably find better ones to, more perhaps, like this level here, maybe I want to go from the highs here instead. But it just gives me a level that's like, there's no emotion to it. It's just, well, that's the number. I just set it at that price, and then, I either sell it or buy it, and I don't think about it. So those levels help me a lot, take the emotion out of things. And then so let's see. I got some more comments. Jimmy's saying January 12th was the last time Fisker was over $1. So let's see. That was like let's see. This close was, the last close 103 on January 12th, right here. And then the guy revived Fisker, but in the end said hope does well. Are you waiting after Nvidia earnings to add to SOXS? Let's see. So I need to add some money to my account. I haven't done that yet. And so when I figure out how much that is, I'll assess. But let's see, looking at, more specifically, I think I do have a buy order. I usually place orders over the weekend and then just kind of forget about them. So with SOXS, I think, let's see. going to pull it up on my phone. Yeah, 412. And so that's probably based on the low here of this day. So I have an order for 1 share placed there, so not too exciting. And yeah, depending on, I mean, let's see. I'll probably, I don't know if I'll double my position, but I'll definitely be adding more than 1 share. But yeah, I feel so lame talking in such few shares. Something costs $4, $5. But yeah, I'll probably cautiously add in five share increments leading up to earnings. And yeah, I'll probably end up doubling my position over the course of next week. But I do think that Nvidia, if it does go up to 2 trillion, I want to be in a position to, go aggressive with SOXS. So I guess I'd probably, what I might do, this hasn't gone down to $4, so maybe I'd stack order, place a heavier order around $4, just being a psychological level. Did dip to 409, but if Nvidia does go up, then I think $4 will definitely be hit. Do you have any investments besides stocks as well? So just like natural gas, commodities, stuff like that. But then otherwise, I do have a little bit of Bitcoin, I guess Ethereum as well. I had a position in the exchange Celsius, which collapsed. And so I lost some money in that, but then just got back some Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I do plan on selling those, not holding them long term. And then as far as other crypto assets, I do have some Doge and some Ethereum Classic. I like Ethereum Classic better than Ethereum just because like gas fees are like super cheap. That's not, like I felt like that was a huge issue with Ethereum. I never wanted to move it. And Dogecoin is just, cheap and fun. And I do think that there's utility in that. I feel like there's less utility in Ethereum Classic, but it's just, I don't know, the way that it moves, I've gotten used to it and stuff. And so basically I have been doing with Bitcoin, I do a weekly buy at $10, so it's like nothing that I think about. Later in the year, I might be adding more aggressively. Well, I mean, I will be adding more aggressively to it. But this is just like, I don't think about that at all. I'll probably up that weekly amount at some point, but I could see it coming back into this gray box. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. But like the stuff that I got back from Celsius, I'm waiting for it to hit, let's see, like 55, 57. And really that's, based on, what I've heard from other analysts who I respect. And so I think that it's going to keep going up, but I do think it won't be hitting all-time highs before coming back to this box here. So that's when I plan on going heavier with Bitcoin. Otherwise, it's just, a very passive, emotionless addition to it. Dogecoin and Ethereum Classic, I was doing just add $20 into Robinhood is the easy way to do this for me. And then just set limit orders. $10 for Doge, $10 for Ethereum Classic. But I haven't been doing it as aggressively since it has been going up. But I did just add in more money over this weekend. But yeah, these are two that Bitcoin, I guess I have a position that I'm trading with it that I had gotten back from Celsius. And so that, I will sell. But the stuff that I'm stacking every week, I don't really ever plan to sell that. Dogecoin and Ethereum Classic, they just seem like, I think I have to switch over to the weekly, that there's a lot of good potential with them. And then if this runs back up to the previous highs for Doge, 74, I think that Doge will hit $1. And so then it's oh yeah, if it goes from, if I'm 10xing, then I trim that. And so it's, a small amount every week, but it adds up. And, yeah, and then also the same thing with Ethereum Classic. This is, over 400% up. Ethereum, I just don't like the gas fees with ETH. And so those are, yeah, all of the Bitcoin or the cryptos that I hold. I did make some money with Shiba when it was, pretty popular, but I got rid of it, and then I think I bought back some, and then ended up losing a little bit, but net made money with it. Um, but yeah, I think that yeah, I don't know. And it's like so crazy too because it still hasn't really caught on with the mainstream. Like how um, I don't know. I think Bitcoin's pretty incredible, but I also think like people like Michael Saylor who just like nonstop talk about it and stuff. I don't think it's just very cultish, and I don't really like that. And that's probably why I don't cover too much crypto on the channel. Like I do a little bit, but when I said that like Coinbase and Robinhood were going down, it was time to short them. So many people were like, well, not so many people. I got some person commenting that I'm going to get wrecked, and yeah, I mean it's like none of it's personal. I'm just trying to read the charts, um, and really, I mean if you're along something and I'm have a bearish perspective, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it's just something to consider. I think it's good to consider both sides. And then, okay, sorry, I don't know who was asking. I think it was, let's see, who was asking about, somebody was asking about Ocugen, and that's Jimmy, or, wait, let me see, I gotta scroll up to see who was asking about. I don't know who was asking about Ocugen, I can't see. Oh, that's All News. Sorry, All News. I hope you're still here. Ocugen. Man, sorry, it's very tough to stay on topic with this. Um, so with Ocugen, let's see. I mean, doesn't really hit that point, but I guess maybe. Where could I see this? So this is up 27% on the day. This is not going to be helpful. I wonder if I just drew a neckline. And if that's the case, just approximate here. But that might be the move. Yeah, I guess I did, I guess I just proved that I just accidentally drew a neckline. This wasn't inverse head and shoulders, just played out. And so I could see that as being pretty close to what would be a top, but why is it topping there? Let's see, right here. Let's look at the volume profile to help out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, there's some consolidation here. I wonder, maybe I'll look at this on a different time frame, weekly. It's really just over the course of the week. I guess I could see, like Gareth Soloway always talks about this retrace to the scene of the crime. And so with this big move up, that does look like it was a play out of this inverse head and shoulders. And so I could see this pulling back to that breakout level and then that acting as support before it starts to move higher. And so this is just one big move up. Let's see, volume's pretty high. This is on the weekly time frame, so you got to be patient to wait out the next week, see what happens. But volume's still picking up. Do have kind of a wick here at the top. Also, getting to $1 that hit a high of 98 cents. So just $1 is going to be pretty psychological. And also this listed on the NASDAQ. It probably, I wonder, they're probably going to get a notice about their compliance because it's been a while since they were above $1. It's been a year. So yeah, that's curious. I wonder if there's what happened? They're maintained at buy. Let's see what the analysts say. How many? 3 analysts. Yeah, I mean, after this big of a move, I mean, if you weren't in it down here, or at least, I mean, you could make the case, you don't know if it's going to be an inverse head and shoulders down here, so you don't establish a position until right here, until you get the confirmation of the breakout, and then it moves up, and then you get a 27% swing. That's the time to exit, not the time to add. So I wouldn't want to enter this. And then Marcus is asking for autofocus. So I will look up. Let's see. I'm going to remove Twilio here. Is this it? Autofocus low carbon? And that is, where is that up here? It's a F. I don't know if that's right. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking for with the autofocus. Am I out of focus? Yeah, and I have been streaming for more than an hour, but happy to keep going. And this will be the only drink I have tonight because the past couple of nights I, enjoyed myself a little bit too much, and then I had a tough time waking up. And I need to be productive tomorrow. I have to get some reading done. The book that I've been reading is not as good as The Psychology of Money. I've been reading One Up on Wall Street. And it's like The Psychology of Money is basically, like somebody who's, I don't know if, I imagine he's a millennial, not much older than me. And, it's like him having learned about history and writing about it, whereas One Up on Wall Street is more, like the lived history of, I forget his name. And, it's a very different investment style, but he does compare, investing in stocks to, gambling, playing poker, stuff like that. And, I think that there's some interesting stories in it, but it's definitely not as it's not as, I feel like it's the kind of book you'd expect to read when reading about finance or the stock market, whereas The Psychology of Money is, just an enjoyable book you could read. And I would not expect something about money to be so enjoyable. But that was just 10-page short stories, not too dense of writing. But yeah, I need to finish that other book in basically a week. So I don't know that it's going to happen. So I might have to do, a book every couple months. Otherwise, I'm going to fall back on the channel. But yeah, any other ticker requests, happy to go over them. I think, I pulled up Tilray, but I don't know that I looked at it. Yeah, so this does look like, and I feel like I'm getting to the point of just having too many lines. I'm going crazy with stuff. But let's see this. Yeah, did I? Man, I got a problem because some of the charts just look very similar. I just did one on Canopy Growth, and it had just reclaimed a level. It had just dipped down to a level that I'm pointing out, and then reclaimed a level, and it coincided with a level that I drew, and then also with a Fibonacci level. NASCAR is asking tickers, anything Chinese or Hong Kong still. I still do the weekly, Baba and Neo are always pretty popular videos. So I think I'm going to be doing, I know I'm going to be doing both of those. I think I'm doing Baba tomorrow. Yeah, and I can definitely look up Matter too. So I'm going to type in, let's see, I'm just going to, Fisker is always, up here, and then delete place as well. Let's see. All right. So I will do Roma and then Matter. And I think Matterport, I think it had like 95 views or something by the time it hit the week mark. So I didn't continue it, but I did include it in the rough cut requests. And so that was a pretty popular video. So I'll have to do a follow-up on it as well. But yeah, I'll look at Roma first and then Matterport. Let's see, Roma Green Finance. This is on the daily. This is brand new. Yeah, so for me, and this is like something that I feel like, you know, it's really nice to have a history in the chart, because then you have more levels you can you consider. And this, it's just like, it's a blank slate. There's not much to really go off of. But, zoom in enough. So it does look like it got rejected from that level. So I think that's something. And then so from this retracement, I would look to see if it can continue to hold up. What's this high here? 117. I would look for it to, continue to hold above 117 over the next day. It does seem like that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it's like, to give it more history, let's just change the time frame. But yeah, this does look nice though. It's just stair-stepping up. Let's see, look at this with the parallel channel in here. So just from the highs here. Let's see. I guess it's not perfectly parallel or anything. Does get a... So, yeah, I guess I could see this coming down to 117 and that being another test of this before it goes higher. So I could see 117 as a dip buying opportunity, and if it does break lower, it probably be going to 107. And that also corresponds with the high here. So, yeah. I do think it's pretty neat that, it goes from here, bounces, and then hits the 786, comes down, then hits the 100%, then bounces, then hits this. And actually, I wonder if, do another retracement from the high here. I wonder if that pattern just continues. So, this went up higher than that, notably higher. And then from here, from this high, it's kind of a stretch. From there, 786, so just like it did over here. And then here it's hitting 100%, which is really 1618. Yeah, I guess it is kind of... I think this is pretty cool looking at it like this. But yeah, I could see maybe 117 to 120 is a good dip buying opportunity. I suspect that it'll probably be around there. If it doesn't hit 117 during the next trading day, then I don't think it'd be coming back down there unless it's breaking down out of this channel. Because, yeah, the next trading day is the last day that it can come to that. And, it did dip to 117 on Friday during the day. It's the low, 117. So that might be the test of it. And this could be moving higher, like to let's see. During the next trading day, if that were to have been the bottom, it could be going anywhere from testing the top of this around 150, 152, it's like 155. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. This is like seems like a nice day trade that, I guess that was probably the dip you're looking for. Maybe it could dip again. Looking at this one though, you have this run up and then the next day dip down to that level, and then you do get a second chance dip down. So I could see, because this is at 117 exactly, maybe 117 wouldn't be filled, so 118, 119 might be a good dip buying opportunity before it running up here. And that represents, oh man, this is a really cool, because I'm not used to looking at charts like this dynamic. That could represent a 30% day trade. So yeah, I'm intrigued by this for sure. As you know, with it being so cheap, you know, it's like one risk $1.27 just to kind of I don't know, get practice at following through with stuff like this without any emotion at all. And then also, yeah, Matterport, I will get to that. Yeah, so Angel, I don't know if you're still here, but hopefully that was helpful on Roma. And then I will look at Matterport. I think, I'm not sure. I either had or have a small position in Matterport. And let's see. I have a small position. The smallest size of position. And I think I'm waiting for it to hit 256. I think just this gap fill. So I'm waiting for that, and really I just partook in this because if I, you know, go over a chart and it's like, oh, you know, that's intriguing, I should, you know, actually like pay attention to it and see if I follow, if my analysis is good. And so picking up one share is just a way to kind of, you know, I can't be establishing big positions in all of these, and this is just, you know, fun to tag along. And, you know, like if I had more shares and I saw this top, this wick up, I'd probably, you know, get a little anxious and sell at least some. But with just one share, it's like, man, whatever, I can wait for 256. If it does come back to these levels, I can buy more. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, so I think it's just like helping me to be more patient, waiting for the targets to be hit. And so, yeah, with that gap up there at 256, which, you know, more properly would be, you know, to the close at 259, or wait, yeah, 259, so just a few cents higher, but maybe 259 just gets touched a little bit. Orders, not all orders get filled, so I think 256 is nice. And then so it seems like, I don't know if anybody's still here. It says that nobody's here. But yeah, let's see. Stair stepping is what caught my eye. Yeah, Angela, that's a pretty cool chart. But I, like 117 though might not be filled, just because if it does, like with Neo, I can pull that up. I had a retracement to I think 543. Oh crap! I don't want to. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so this low, I think, was 543. I had a retracement down at, yeah, that's actually, you can see it right here. So that's the extension from this. So I had that as just, you know, it might go down that low, just prepare if it breaks below 6. And I didn't think it hit that level. And I just left my order there. I think I was still, you know, adding a little bit up here. But it's like, but I'm not going to change that order. I'm just going to wait for it to get filled. And then on the 31st, hit 543, but the order wasn't filled. And it's just like, well, I'm not going to chase. I'm just going to leave it there. And then a couple days later, hit 543 again, and then dipped lower than it. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't, like if 117, for example, with let's see, what was I just looking at? Roma, you know, if price does dip down there, the orders might not get filled. And so, did I end up trading MGIH? I believe I did. I traded one of them. I bought one share. Yeah, I did trade this, and I could have made, like, percentage-wise, a lot more than I did, but this is not really my style. I find I get too, especially with like being at work, you know, it's like I want to be like checking my phone constantly, and that's just bad. And so what I did is, I think the after hours close here, was like, so over Friday, the close was 220. Actually, no. I think, yeah, okay, so I had placed an order at 225, but it didn't get filled, and there was a little run up here. And so it's like, well, shit, I don't want to be left behind. I just kind of want to get one share, see what happens. And so I bought one at 231, and then it's like, okay, well, that might, not go over well. And so I think based on the high here, 288, maybe on the high, no, I mean, not this high because that was the next day. I think on the high here I sold. So I think that was I don't know, a 30% swing, but at $2, it's I didn't even make $1 on it, but just getting used to the I don't know, the rush of that. And so yeah, I mean, if I would have not placed a limit order, it went up to 957 the next day, and so I could have turned a couple dollars into almost $10, but at the same time, I mean, it didn't hit $10, and this to me seemed like, so many people were probably like, oh, it's almost at 10, it's going to hit that level, but then it just doesn't, and then, people are holding the bag after that. So I didn't want to be in this scenario, so I made a very small profit on one share that I would have been fine losing, but just to, be disciplined and, I don't know how high it's going to run up. Let's see, 957. I'm sure that's, yeah, this is just insane though. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the chart and seeing these peaks, and I think, yeah, I think I had an initial sell order for 378, and I was just like, yeah, it's not going to go up that high. So I lowered it. But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. But yeah, I mean, it's just, how do you predict something like that? So I didn't benefit as much as I could have from it, but I did make some money, and that's the point. I didn't lose money. So, and then, yeah, it was, and yeah, crazy. Yeah, I didn't. I'm terrible at reading all of the chats, or really just reading everything in entirety. I skip ahead. Yeah, 476% move, and one of the biggest runners to start the week. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure more money made money with that. He's pretty good. He seems like he's got a good system. But I just don't spend enough time in front of the computer to do that. Although with me working, I will be working second shift moving forward. I might be able to partake in more stuff like this. And so actually, yeah, I'm going to have to scroll through the chat and see what he was suggesting. But I am intrigued by Roma and, yeah, HTOO. I guess I'll have to look at this. I'll probably, like, after this stream, I'll go through the request list and omit the ones that, like Matterport and Neo. I always looking those up. I'll keep the ones that seem like, this might be a fun play for me to pay attention to on Tuesday. Although I am doing the Walmart earnings call Tuesday morning, so I can't pay attention to the market right away. Sweet. Glad to be helpful, Angel. Then CHNR had a very similar setup to MGIH later in the week. On Thursday, February 15th, pushed from 241 at open to, 885 high. So let's look at that. CHNR. And I'll delete a few of these that are kind of routine. So let's see. That's CHNR. China Natural Resources. What's their profile? Yeah, and I think actually Millennium and all of those ones that Mad Money was talking about are all Chinese or Asian companies. Strong holding company holds mining rights that allow it to mine, process, and sell non-ferrous metals attracted to or produced at Yanchong Mine, located in Anhui Province in the People's Republic of China. So mining, but non-iron. And yeah, man, that's why, I get kind of scared of these, because I've made some money on stuff like this, but then it's like, I don't know, like I didn't always, sell. So this, yeah, from the previous day's close. I wish that thing would not be in the way. 737. Pretty crazy. But yeah, and then from that, oh, I just got to delete this. From that high, I mean, how many people bought up here and then lost 70%, 80%, almost 80%, 80% of their value within a day? And let's see, has price ever been? Yeah, I mean, but still, that sucks. So let's see. It's definitely a crazy chart. A lot of crazy charts here. So I'll look up. Let's see, I'm just going to delete a couple more things. NVIDIA, I know I'm going to look at that. MGIH. Fastly, didn't really go over. So I will add GDC Culture Group, GD Culture Group. And then so NASCAR saying is one that hasn't hit. It did have a sudden spike pre-market Friday, but volume didn't come in. And I will also, hey Alfred, I will check on SSRM as well. And Singapore and Malaysia, NASCAR Singapore and Malaysia stocks were running earlier in the week. OMH, ARBB, VCIG, that's one that I looked over, as well as BGLC. VCIG was another ticker mentioned. Yep. Yeah, so I think it's funny, like more money style is those big runs and like in and out, and yeah, that stuff's fun, but it's tough to do while it works. It's possible I'll get more into that if I'm not working in the mornings. And so yeah, look up GDC. You said there's some pre-market, went up 11%. So that, I mean, doesn't seem like much by looking at the chart, but this is the weekly. So yeah, there's that. Couldn't get a close above. I mean, it did get a close. Didn't get a close above this high though. And then it's putting in a new high, so it's not able to close above. Let's see, and so this is, I'm just trying to think, is there a divergence or anything here? This is, yes, this is lower highs and higher highs. They're just barely. So this flat here. So it does look like this. I'd expect RSI to be going down, but it's actually staying kind of flat with this. And so, and then if RSI is starting to break out, if it's starting to go higher, that's bearish divergence. So I'd be, yeah, I mean, and this also too, that is, just over the course of like a little over 2 weeks, I guess, a double top. So I would be reluctant with this. Well, let's see what the volume profile makes anything stand out. I guess, yeah, I mean, there's really just this. I was thinking this low here is right around that, but apparently there's just so much price action above it. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it did get above that, but this low here. See, I mean, potentially, I guess I'd look for another close above. Let's see what level. Let's see what's the I guess we'll just do it based on this kind of arbitrary 233. So like I'd look for another close above 233, ideally above this high, which was 245. It does look like it could be bumping into some resistance around 250. That makes sense. At this low here, right around 250. So yeah, I mean, I think that this is getting into kind of a precarious place. So I'd be, this is not one that intrigues me. Whereas like I feel like Roma is pretty interesting for like a day trade type of scenario, and also all of them being cheap, so it's not really too much risk. But yeah, this seems like it's like I'd want to see confirmation before being convinced it'd go higher. But I feel like it's, I mean, really with this getting into higher RSI, higher highs for the RSI, whereas the highs are lower. That makes me think this is not such a good trading opportunity. Like either, because does look like it could be breaking out, so maybe it'll go higher, but this makes me think it won't. So it's kind of like 50-50. Let's see. And then SSRM, I will check that out, Alfred. Whoa. So this is before earnings. That's pretty interesting. Why did they drop? SSRM, what's their profile? SSRM is an intermediate gold company with 4 producing assets located in the United States, America, Turkey, Canada, and Argentina, combined with a global pipeline of development and exploration assets in the U.S., Turkey, Mexico, Peru, and Canada. And so SSR Mining says environmental permit for Turkey mine has been revoked. So that means they're losing a good amount of, that's pretty bad news, but does that warrant, let's see, a 53% drop? I mean, the way that they list themselves, it seems like they're predominantly in the U.S., secondary to Turkey, Turkey's secondary, then Canada, then Argentina, I would think. Or, it's weird that they say, yeah, it's okay, so intermediate gold company with 4 producing assets located in the United States, America, Turkey, Canada, and Argentina, combined with global pipeline of development and exploration assets in these other places. And so the news that they got is their mining environmental permit for Turkey mine has been revoked. So for whatever reasons, environmentally, they lost, basically 1/4 of their gold mines throughout the world. And so for, let's say, the way that this is written, and this is just on Webull, so I don't know if it could be written better somewhere else, but it's basically like they have 4 locations where they are mining gold. They lose 1/4 of that. They lose 1 of them. I would think that price would drop at most like 25%. It dropped 50%, and then has been. I mean, this is pretty steep, so I don't know if that would be like, a bear flag to drop more. Also, you do notice that, with this drop, close here, I guess below that close or just about at it, get a higher close. This is even a higher close. I would think there might be a pullback from this, but with earnings coming up on the 21st, that's on Wednesday, I think that this seems like, it's not good news, but it does seem like an overreaction. So, yeah, that could be. And I feel like I've seen this a lot, like with a Rocket Lab. I put out videos on being bearish on Rocket Lab as well as Virgin Galactic. And then Rocket Lab collapsed. I put out a video saying that, it's because of earnings, but that was incorrect. It was because they were raising capital. And I was bearish in the thumbnail, but then I realized, well, actually, this is a good dip buying opportunity. And so I did swing 1 or 2 shares of Rocket Lab, but actually, that's intriguing. And so I'm going to buy back if there's a retracement. Just getting better practice swing trading and stuff. So I don't know what I'm doing here. Because I already know this is about 50%. But yeah, so I think I probably wanted to do it from here, up to there, 92%. So, this could be potential for, small fish or whatever, potential for 100% swing, turn this into 950, close to 10 if this gap were to be filled. Definitely seems like an overreaction, but they did lose basically 1/4 of their mining operations. Oh, after accident. Ooh, crazy. I think Reuters will be company's Copper mine will remain suspended until further. The company said development comes after a landslide at a gold mine that left at least 8 miners missing and sparked a more than 50% drop in its Toronto listed shares. That's terrible news. Because of a landslide. That seems, I mean, I don't know that this is an overreaction. Somebody died because of it. So, I from like a business standpoint, I could see price going back up there once they resolve the issues. But then, I think that it could be down here for a little while because that's pretty terrible news. And then also, yeah, it's like, I feel like there is always, this like, moral conflict with making money on bad things happening. And so for this, it's like to buy when it's down here, expecting it to go up. That seems like a landslide seems like they're going to get, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll put an alert here for myself just out of curiosity at $6 just to see. But yeah, that's some pretty bad news. Eight employees detained after Turkey mine landslide. After accident. Yeah, let's see. It doesn't say anything about death, so I think this is going to cut me off in a second, I'm sure. Government has revoked Copper Gold Mine's environmental permit, and mine will remain suspended until further notice after landslide last week left 9 workers missing. And that potentially means, when was this written? This was today. Maybe there's an update at the bottom. Let's see. Charges related to accident, which Turkey Interior Minister said it has dislodged 10 million centimeters of earth crust. So that's going to affect the water. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like I've got the alert here at $6 just I guess for entertainment purposes. But I feel like it's not, like that being so close to earnings. I feel like people are just going to be upset about that. So I don't know that it'll be springing back up. I do think that this could potentially, from a business standpoint, be an overreaction, but it doesn't seem that good. But yeah, I see there are other comments and stuff. And then I do see Nameless's comment on uranium. I will get to that in a second. I'm just going to read NASCAR's comments. The thing about GDC, so I'll pull that up. It ran from $3 to $44. Let's see. On 5-1 right after top squeeze last. Is that this? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. NASCAR, are you in Vancouver? I lived in Vancouver for 2 years. It hasn't done anything yet and trades thin. Yeah, let's see, what's the market cap? Almost 14 million. And yeah, pretty crazy squeeze there. I'm not good at doing this, but look up the short interest. So it's not very much. But then off exchange short volume ratio, 60%. Is this what I should be paying attention to when I look up short stuff? It's so crazy how like broken the markets are, how corrupt they are. Yeah, originally from Toronto area. I lived in Vancouver for 2 years, and then I've only I've been over to Vancouver Island a few times, and then I took the motorcycle out to go through like the Icefields Parkway, but that was like when pandemic restrictions were just being lifted, so I did a nice backpacking trip there, by myself, and it was a lot of fun. But I haven't really explored much of Canada other than BC. But yeah, it was really great living there. That's one of the places, because like the second year I was there was during the pandemic. So I feel like I had like a really great first year, but just, miss, the life that I had when I first moved there. And so, yeah, I will, so let's see. NASCAR, I'm going to come back to you, but I just want to, as far as the holo and stuff, I'm just going to look up uranium real quick, because I can do that just by flipping over to here. So uranium, I had sold, I'm not sure where I sold that exactly. Probably, and I can look that up. I again just had one share. Now I think I have two, and I'll be adding again this week. I guess it did kind of put in a double top there. So let's see. When did I do that? Let's see. Just trying to find it here. NXE, okay. Oh, yeah, this is uranium. So NXE is what I was trading, just because I think it's just, cheaper per share, and I just like how this chart compares to URA a little better than UEC comparing to URA. And so with this, I had sold 2 shares at 788. Which was, there's got to be a level here. Yeah, so this retracement here, that's where I was selling at. And then, yeah, it went higher, so I could have made more money with that, but I, forgot about it. And then I bought, so I had 2 shares, I sold 2 shares, and then I bought them back at a higher price than my average was, but I don't know, my average was, I'd bought at lower than $7. So I don't know that it's going to go lower than $7. So I had wanted to get those shares back. And then I'll probably, with it being down here, I'll be adding another share next week. And so this is, it's nothing I'm sweating about or anything. I think that this is going to be, I think uranium is pretty important. And there was actually a guest on, I think it was Trading the Close, which is from Gareth Soloway's Verified Investing channel. Tony Valier, the host, she had this guy on who was talking about metals that he invests in, and he is, uranium and metal, I'm not sure, invests in, he was very bullish on uranium, and so, I think that. Also with this did come down to test that gap, coming down to the 618. And really, I'm pretty sure that, 618 retracement's not, it's not surprising for it to come down there. I do have, what I view as, I think is it inverse head and shoulders? Yeah. Shoulder here, big head, shoulder there. I do think it could be coming back to test that neckline at 2782. And so, if it does, I'll just casually add a share every week, and then I'll have a nicer position for when it goes up higher. But yeah, it seemed like this was weak, or that Not necessarily weak. This is looking at this on the weekly time frame. Oh yeah, I did that to look at the big head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. But this just seemed like, you know, it's like this. Yeah, I don't know. It did go lower than this, so it's like if this is a cup and a handle, it did break lower. So maybe this isn't looking too good. But yeah, I mean, if it's respecting 28.68, that could be fine. But, you know, I'm not, like, if it does drop, I'm just going to add. I'm not going to be concerned with it. And so I'm just going to... Let's see. I'm actually... Just making sure I read all these comments. Look up. My eyes are getting dry. Sorry, I'm like squinting a bunch. HYLN. Let's see. And then... And I do kind of want to pull up that article on the gold miner from the Vancouver Sun. Well, look at this first. Do have some alerts on it. Yeah, this is following earnings. HYLN Holding Corp reports results for quarter ended in December earnings summary. So you're losing the chief operating officer, CO. Andrew Card resigned from board. Chief operating officer, yeah. Yes, this earnings is on the 13th, right here, presumably in the after hours, and then, you know, it goes up. This, though, this doesn't look good, because yeah, I think I was too loosely referring to things as topping tails, but like if I take a measurement from there to the bottom, you know, the halfway mark is right here, and it closed in the bottom half of that. Did close. Let's see, what was the high here? $1.55, closed at that level. So I feel like that's a little precarious because it's not like clearly above that, and it now just has this big topping signal. Yeah, and volume's dying down. So I'm not, like, I would think that, so if price is going up and volume's going up, that would be good. If price is going up and volume's going down, that would be bad. Basically, I think when things diverge, it means price is going down. And so, yeah, this to me looks like it's a little precarious, and that I would think it's had its run. And that run was, you know, just from, you got the close before earnings. That runs 35%, but could have been, you know, over 50. But yeah, I think that's probably done. Maybe there's some level that it bumped into around there. Yeah, it does look like there's this volume shelf here. Getting, yeah, the low over here. Some resistance there. And yeah, just like really, you know, all of this. See, I mean, I think that's gotten to a level it's going to be tough to break through. If volume's going down and you're seeing this topping signal, I think that's a good one to get out of if you made money on it. Yeah, impressive if over here. Otherwise, up here, this is chasing, I think. So NASCAR saying, I don't think that short percent float really matters for stocks below 20 million market cap. Oh, okay, those are the type of stocks that can run 500% on air. Yeah. In my experience, these ultra low float stocks have low short interest. That's not what factors into their big runs. That would just be like a big player stepping in, or just a lot of people stepping in, I imagine. I might pull up that Vancouver Sun article. 100% Minecraft. And this is the company name is SSR Mining. Two days ago. I guess I can, so this says it was the 16th. Yeah, I could spend some time reading this if people wanted, but search and rescue operations to locate 9 missing workers following the February 13th, 2024 incident of this mine continue and are all operations remain suspended. All available resources have been deployed to assist in the operation with emergency crews and first responders working around the clock, utilizing advanced search techniques supported by aerial drones. Thoughts continue to be with families, workers. We will continue to support, and I don't see any updates to this or anything. Yeah, just garbage at the bottom. That's 6 days ago for this one. But yeah, are there any more requests? I might get logging off and try to get another video out tonight, or maybe I'll just turn in and try to start tomorrow on time. Yeah, I'm always like, I'm going to set alarms on the weekends and be productive making videos, and then it's, nah, I'm not going to. I don't know if you guys are curious, I started working on an intro for the live streams, just thinking that like once the channel gets monetized, I should probably be a little more careful about, just clarifying that, not financial advice, stuff like for legal purposes. And I could play that video if you guys want. It's something that I'm just starting. HYLN bought it at 70 cents, sold at $1. Wish I had held at 130. But yeah, you're always gonna wish that you held it for a little bit higher. That's like gonna eat you alive, because you're never gonna sell the absolute top and you're never gonna buy the absolute bottom. So it's like, I feel like for me, whenever I sell something, it's like, okay, don't look at it because it's just gonna go higher. 70 cents. So where was that? Yeah, but that's still a good trade. I mean, that's a good percent gain. Wish you had held 130 at the time, kept going up and down. Fight resistance at $1 with HYLN put the new about a buyback. No, the intro is not finished. It's something that basically I pretty commonly, or like used to, have an edible and stuff every once in a while. But I just I can't, actually when I first started making videos, I do that just because I was like doing it for myself. It didn't really matter. But then I kind of realized whenever I do that, the quality of the videos wouldn't be as good. And then also I enjoy myself, but I am less productive, or I'm less efficient in things. So last night I had one, just enjoying myself, going out for a walk. I come back home and I'm just like, man, I kind of want to work on this, organizing some stuff for the channel. Basically, I think if you're watching it, there should be a little watermark with the DGen Ed logo or whatever. And I updated some of the banners, so it says Sundays at 9 p.m. and then weekdays. And then I can show you. I have to open it up in iMovie. Yeah, and it's funny too. I used to make all the videos I wouldn't edit them at all. I just record them and post them. But then I started adding more to them in iMovie, and I do have Final Cut Pro, but I haven't been using it just because I'm not as familiar with it. But I think I will for this video. But yeah, I'll just I'm gonna have to connect to this. But yeah, it's just kind of a concept of me wanting to, and actually I need to make sure this has the right audio input. So 1 second. But yeah, it's basically to give like the backstory of Ed, where he comes from, how he became a degen. And so I just need to add another audio source. And let's see. Let's see. I think I do that over here. I'm just trying to add the new audio source, so I have, let's see. Let's see, I don't know that I'm doing this right. Audio input capture, okay. And so I think that this needs to be, sorry, I'm just setting this up in OBS. Hey guys, sorry I got disconnected for a second. Hopefully this is all right. The chat went away, but it should pop back. But yeah, I think I'll show this little video. So let's see. I just got to figure out how to add the. Oh man. I think I might have to play this just through the microphone because let's see. Oh no. It does look like I have iMovie in there, so this should work. And I should be able to listen to it. I'm just going to minimize this. And so this is, yeah, I'll explain it as I pull it up. Let's see. So this is kind of like the start of it. And so I'll just full size this and explain it before it starts. So basically, this is the degen logo or whatever. I might actually move Ed for this. Get him out of here. And so, yeah, I was just, a little bit out of it last night, just having fun, being creative. And I kind of like accidentally opened this image and was going to remove the background, and it created this like kind of glow around him. And I was thinking, oh, well, this could be cool for like an intro. And then I started doing like this countdown thing and thinking like, well, I should put some music to it. And the music to it kind of reminds me of like, him going on this journey. And so it's going to be about how basically he's like in school and he learns that the price of bananas are going up. So he has to work really hard to get money to buy bananas. And then so he goes to work, he goes to buy the bananas, but then the buy button's been removed. And then he starts going, exploring all these like crazy avenues, working really hard to make money to be able to get bananas. And then he starts getting into like investing and stuff. And his whole goal, just like as you see here, is, he's looking for the green candles because they lead to the bananas. And so, yeah, I don't know what you guys will think about the song, but I just think, to me, like once I animate, it'll kind of tell the story, and then I'll have text, and little bits that just say, not financial advice and whatever, potentially useful things to have for legal purposes if I am making money on the channel. I should probably do something like that. And this is all really inspired by having watched some of like Roaring Kitty's streams and stuff. And so, yeah, I'll play this so we can just listen to this. I don't know if it's too loud. Let me know if I need to turn it down. It's just, he's on a journey to find bananas. And yes, this glow is just from a screen record. Of that kind of background remove selection animation. Yeah, I adjusted it to 69 instead of 70. So this would just be like basically I have this like 2-minute intro. And so, you know, if anybody's late to a stream or if I'm running a little bit behind as I usually am, this just gives me a little bit of a buffer. And also this is like, you know, a customized countdown rather than the one that YouTube provides. You say the audio, don't hear it. It does show that it's coming through. Well, I'll have to figure out, yeah, because it does show that it's coming through, but I guess not. See, that's kind of a lame video then, sorry. But yeah, at the end though, here at 0, just zooms into that. And then so that would start with, you know, me and my normal intro. But yeah, I'm sorry the audio didn't come through. I can see it in OBS. Thank you. Yeah, so that's all just music that I found from the YouTube library. And so my goal is, you know, basically to have the channel monetized by the end of the month, which I think is probably a little overambitious. But it would be nice to have like that kind of intro, you know, starting in March. And so, yeah, that would just give me time to, you know, not be running around right before a stream, so I'm sitting here and ready for it. Cool, yeah. Glad it looked good. Yeah, and I think like I'll probably have it where, you know, Ed's just kind of more or less stationary there, but then the backgrounds change and maybe zoom in on his face a little bit or different things to kind of illustrate his journey, which I haven't really mapped out, but it's always just been this chimpanzee who is only motivated by getting to bananas. And so that's, yeah, where the channel comes from and stuff. And really, I think it's just kind of an analogy for me, bananas being, you know, money, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if there are any last minute requests and stuff. I'll be happy to go over them. But yeah, I might close the stream down. And I was thinking about doing another one tomorrow evening. Just because like the market's not open tomorrow and it'd be like another extension of Sunday stream. But since there's nothing changing between it, oh yeah, and I am remembering that NASCAR did mention, did you mention Holo? Hollow? I always say that. Funny. Yeah. NASCAR's at Hollow. They have been going back to the previous top, sympathy runners. GDC hasn't done anything yet though, and it trades thin. Yeah, so I'm going to look at Hollow and... because we had gone over this before. Oh. I think I know why the sound wasn't coming through, because I had, yeah, I'm stupid. I should have silenced the computer. And, yeah, because then I plugged my headphones in here and I was taking audio from there. So sorry if I screwed that up. But yeah, still fumbling with like how to do like other audio stuff. Yeah, Holo's added there. And so let's see, this one, you know, went up there. This is on the daily. I'm surprised I have this up here. Like, how did I... This is weird. This is the 16th. I can't remember looking at this. Ugh. The days blend together. I don't know when I did this. So Nameless, you'd be interested in tomorrow evening for a short stream? I could do something like that. If others are interested, I could definitely do that. But if it's just if it's exhausting, you know, or exhaustive, doing 2 when the markets are closed. Oh yeah, okay, good call. That's Hollow. Thank you. Let's see. So yeah, comparing this with GDC, conveniently right next to each other. This was at $1.50. That's insane. At the on the 6th, $1.50, and then up to this. So crazy. And so, yeah, man, why do I keep looking at that? So GDC. So, NASCAR, you think that this is going to be squeezing up? And you're saying, I'm just going to pull up what your comment was up earlier. Ever since HTOO, they have been going back to the previous top sympathy runners. GDC hasn't done anything yet, though, and it trades thin. So, let's see. HTOO. This was, yes, this is May over here. No, when is May? So I'm actually surprised, because did GDC have a big move in May? Yeah, this seems kind of like counter, because this was down around that time. And then over here, this is January. With a high around the end of January. GDC. Yeah, it did also move up, not as crazily. And then HTOO again here. Let's see, starts going up. The end of July, it really starts moving up. The end of August hits the top. So really just like August, it's up. And so what's going on here with this? So this did run, red move, but that's up 100%. I'll move that volume profile. And then this hits a high the end of November. This also goes up around the end of November, middle of November. That kind of led it though. Yeah. I wonder if there's a time between these runs that might stand out. It's like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. That's probably just coincidence. I feel like it's like a 3-month period. And so, yeah, I would say that this could be due for a run, but I don't know how long that would take. What was the, like, it hasn't been 180, 164 over here. Yeah, I mean, this could potentially run, but it might, be a couple weeks. Let's see, what was the RSI doing for these? Ooh, what might be nice, I don't use this very often, but looking at, so I want to see like I want subplot, subchart. I think VWAP or something like that. I don't know why. Or is it the MACD, I think? Yeah, this is what I want. So before this run, it's red. It goes up. Here it's green. So but I guess this is a better way. It's green here, and then it pops. Green. I mean, it starts going up. Green. Yeah, I mean, I think you could be onto something. And let's see. This did. Yeah, let's just showing the cross there. Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by this, but not for anything huge. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. But, you know, I should probably close the stream down, I think. And, yeah, if you guys want, I'll do another one. DFX and VCIG have both run big after both top squeeze in May and after hollow. CDC ran after top. I think it has the best chance to run again of the top. Yeah, so I'll look at top. I'll look at this last comment and stuff, and then I'll probably go. But yeah, I will do another stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. But probably won't go as long just because I'm not going to have work the next day, but I'm going to have to wake up to do the Walmart earnings call. So let's see, what are ones here that I know? Let's see if I add it up here. So this is top. All right, let's see. So you said that top led. Wait, VDXF and VCIG have both run big after both top squeeze in May and after hollow. CD after top, I think, is best chance. So this is May? Yeah. And what kind of move is that? Damn, 3,000%? So has this run, though, recently? I guess, is this what you're referring to as a run? Nothing compared to that 3,000% move. $185 or percent, I'll take that. And that just recently ran, and yeah, I mean, thinking about this, this started, you know, running up on April 27th, and GDC started running a few days later, from nothing to a big pop. And so, 27th, 2 trading days later, and so if top recently ran, I'm kind of surprised that GDC has not yet. Yeah, and also too, I mean, we can. Yeah, so NASCAR saying. BAOS and GDC are the possible runners heading into next week. Yep, that's why I'm focusing on GDC. A 3,000% move is possible, again, in my humble opinion. It ran off no news in May. Yeah, so I was just thinking, too, that it has been bumping into, like following this run. It's going to kind of arbitrarily, I shouldn't do that. Connected from this high. No, I mean, what am I doing? Here. I don't know if any of this is significant. But, I mean, there's, this breakout, but that didn't close outside of it. And it does look like this could be a little bit of a breakout. Yeah. So I feel like this and Roma seem kind of intriguing for maybe this to hold for the week and see what happens, and Roma for, a buy around 118 and then a sell up here. And again, for me, just doing one share just to have fun with it, not risk much. Yeah. Yeah, I think those seem like the most potential for kind of quick fun play. But yeah, I think, I will, I think I will close, because I don't know exactly how long the stream's been because I got disconnected and had to reconnect. But it looks like it's been more than 2 hours, I think. Yeah, so I should probably get going. Yeah, and I'll put timestamps on this. That'll take me a little bit of time, but I'll do that. And I did get behind on, let's see, just going to pull up the calendar. I was hoping to get, all of these videos out today, but basically I was just hungover the past couple mornings, so I didn't really wake up that early. And so still got to do Nikola and Clean Spark, but tomorrow I don't have to be at work, so I can, and the market's closed, so I can do Nikola, Clean Spark. Keeping up with the schedule, I've got to do Alibaba and Airbnb, and I want to add Nvidia before I believe their earnings are on Thursday, just to kind of pose the question of, are they going to hit 2 trillion market cap before they top, and will that signal the euphoria of the market and the top? And then, so Tilray is on Wednesday, and actually, like if I do shorting, that got more than 100 views, so I need to add that on here. I believe ChargePoint as well. I'm just going to add shorting because I know that. But yeah, I can update this on my own time, not waste your guys' time. I'm pretty sure Rumble will get 100 again, but it hasn't been super popular. And but yeah, I think that's it for the stream. I do need to update this. I might just update that for March, because I really mainly just use this calendar for my purposes, my organization. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out, guys. It's been fun, and it's really cool learning about these, and for me, just to get better practice swinging and stuff, because most of my swings are over the course of months, and doing stuff like this is a little more short term, and it's fun to do that, but while also keeping the risk low. And so I'll see you guys again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern if you want to join. And I'm excited for this week. I know it's going to be a short one, but I'm excited to add to natural gas, get my average down, and also add to SOXS, but with caution, with the possibility, taking into the consideration that Nvidia could go higher following earnings. And then other than that, most of my additions are pretty tame, really just based on the Fibonacci levels that I go over. But thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Have a great rest of your evening. If you're off work tomorrow because of President's Day, hope you enjoy it. If not, you got to be at work. That sucks, but at least you're getting paid. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great